Stuck at home and you don't know what to do. Hold on, baby, Rhonda Shear's got you. Grab your computer, log on, baby, you got the power. It's the Rhonda Shear Social Live. It's the Rhonda Shear Social Live.
Your hair looks great out there. Wait, ready? Here. Take a sip. It's a drinking game. All right. I am so excited to introduce my next guest. I've never been on one of his shows, but Bill Boggs is a 4-time Emmy award-winning TV talk show host and producer, as well as an author. He's had off-Broadway shows. His TV credits are crazy. He's interviewed everyone on the planet and then some. I don't know what that was, my phone. His TV credits include the long-running Midday Live on Fox, programs on Showtime, the Travel Channel, NBC, ABC, CBS, PBS, and ESPN. He is the quintessential talk show and comedy host. He's very funny. He's very irreverent. He's written quite a few books, and he has a brand new book out called The Adventures of Spike the Wonder Dog. I've read some of it. I haven't gotten the book yet. Before I introduce him, this isn't, I know that we've all seen books on dogs. This is completely different. This needs to be a sitcom. This needs to be a Broadway show. I don't know if I think there should be actors playing Spike, but just one of the reviews, he's got many on the book cover, but one is The Adventures of Spike the Wonder Dog is so smart, witty, and inventive that I had to keep reminding myself that I didn't write it. That's Alan Zweibel, the original Saturday Night Live, writer and producer, and very funny. We're talking, that's amazing. There's many. So you guys can pick up, before I even introduce them, Spike the Wonder Dog from www.orderspike.com, or on Amazon. The book is so funny. Let me bring my guest on, the incredible, I know you guys are going to recognize him from television, Bill Boggs. Hopefully.
Hey, Rhonda. Hello, my dear.
Hi. You look so handsome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me. I'm in Palm Beach, and we're about 4 hours away from a hurricane striking, Rhonda. So at any point, I get washed away. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, we're in the
there it is. That's the book. Like the Wonder Dog has told Bill Boggs.
And what I love about the book is on the cover, it actually says, it gives you a warning that politically incorrect things are going to go on.
Everybody gets so offended these days, and this book is satire. So it's making fun of a lot of different things in television, media, foibles, human behavior, hypocrisy, inauthentic behavior. And there's a touch of political stuff in there. And I thought, let me just put a warning on the cover. If you read this and you get offended and you don't like it, I warned you. I
read enough of it, just enough of it to know that, first of all, if you're from New York or from that area, it is so inside in a good way. You don't have to be from New York and you don't have to be inside, but name dropping that Spike the Wonder Dog does. He hangs with Bill Murray, he hangs with Whoopi Goldberg, he hangs with all these stars. And he starts off as a local TV star with his, his master, who is really you, Bud.
Bud. Based on me, a talk show.
You, which I love. And then he becomes a national TV star. And there's even a love story in there with his favorite girl, Daisy. And I know you have a favorite girl too, named Jane. I'm going to ask you about that, if Jane had anything to do with you. And I know you really had a Spike, right? Or you had,
the picture you're looking at right now below me, the big dog there is the original Spike, who was Spike the Wonder Dog. That's the cover of the book. And just very briefly, in North Carolina, where I had the show, Southern Exposure with Bill Boggs, which is where the book starts, right? That's little Spike as a puppy. Aww. Spike got on my show and was hysterical. He became, people called him the Wonder Dog. And for about a year, Spike the Wonder Dog was the biggest thing. It was we had a syndicated show in the South. Then horribly, he got killed by a drunk driver right in front of me. Anyway, horrible thing there. All these years later, when I decided to write this novel, which is my second novel, I thought, what if Spike hadn't gotten killed? Right? There I am with Whoopi Goldberg from the Food Network. What if Spike hadn't gotten killed and came to New York and became a big star in today's world? So that was the premise of the book.
Oh, I love that. And I love that. I truly believe I'm a major dog lover. I've got 5 underneath my feet right now. And I really believe that their souls live on. And I believe that we give them so much love. They give us so much back that I do think they become part. I mean, we become them, they become us. But Spike is so cool. Like, okay, I mean, I could be off, but just tell me. He reminds me his talking, the way he speaks. It's like out of a 1950s, 1960 detective, kind of show.
Yeah, that's what Bob Costas said. It's like a noir, has this noir attitude. Look, there I am.
Oh, there you are. We got you. You're good. So, I mean, he's got this really cool patter, and he's just like cooler than, his master, kind of, but maybe not. Like, I don't know. I think they're both giving to each other. I love that his master, which is you, Bud, loves the ladies. And by the way, one of his ladies' girlfriend, who happens to be, I think, like a stripper or beyond, which I love, is named Rhonda. That's my name, is Rhonda. So I love that you actually, I don't know how you came up with that, but I'll take it as a compliment. But anyway, you're hearing me? Is everything good?
Yeah, everything's fine. We got it right here. There was a shot. There was some strange stuff on the floor. Wait, one thing you said was
Rhonda the stripper.
Oh, Rhonda the stripper. Yeah.
Rhonda
Bud, the talk show host in the book, has a series of girlfriends who are irresistibly drawn to both higher education and work in the exotic services industry. This is all based on stuff that happened, But as Will Freewolf from the Wall Street Journal, who read the book, said, it's one of the funniest books I've ever read, but it's also a bit of a memoir of Bill Boggs' career in local and national television.
And your career is so unbelievable, and who you've interviewed, the fact that this dog came through you, and you were probably, tell me if I'm wrong, you were probably able to say things as Spike that you probably, usually we can't brag about ourselves and our careers. So Spike takes it on for you and then takes it to a whole nother level as like the cool dog. I see him with a cigarette, I see the martini.
It's interesting. What's interesting? You love dogs as I love dogs. So I had this crazy funny dog. It was like one of the lines he was like Chris Rock in a dog suit. And as I started to write the book, and the imagined voice of the dog, the imagined attitude of the dog came through me. And as a fiction writer, suddenly I had the voice of my central character, which is one of the crucial things you need when you're writing any kind of fiction. I had the voice.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, because he is very specific. I can't wait to finish the book. It's hysterical. I get it. I mean, because I've been behind the scenes and I've hosted, not at your level, but hosted enough that I get it. And it's so cool. I really can see this as a series or as a movie or a sitcom. If it were to be any of those, how do you see it? And would it be a live actor being Spike?
We'll get you into the movie someplace if we can make just for saying that. Yeah, the thing we have to make the point out here is the book is narrated by the dog.
That's true.
Remember that the dog is telling the story.
Yes.
A couple of the critics compared the dog's observational humor to Jerry Seinfeld,
yes,
a couple of their comedians, which is great. But from the very beginning, the whole time I was writing this, my son was saying this may be more successful as a property, as a cartoon or as a movie than as a book. So we'll see. That's my next objective.
It could keep going. I mean, the adventures of Spike could just go on into movies, reality. I mean, his world could just take him anywhere. And he's just so smart. And I think, in these times, like we're all looking for comedy, we're looking for something fun and happy. And then the book totally removes you out of the reality of today. And it's just so hip. It's so hip and cool. And as you really are, it's so confusing because Spike, oh my gosh. So he's narrating it and it's as told to you, but you get lost in Spike as though he's not a dog. And then you realize every now and then he's a dog.
Yeah, that's true.
He likes bologna. He can't resist food. You know, he's a real dog. He can't actually speak, but he's told his story to you. And I did kind of skip around a little bit so I could see a little bit. And I know he does fall in love. And I love the character of Daisy, who's his true love, who he saves himself for. And then I have to ask you, because I've seen a little bit and read the front and the back enough to know that you have a very special lady, Jane, who I think I might have heard. Like my husband's in the background over there.
She's not only be here, but she would, if she really takes a look at your catalog and all of your products, but she uses bras, I must say.
Well,
I see.
We will see. Okay, wait. Here's the benefit of being on the show.
All of your products she would use.
Okay, here's the
shopping is her hobby, right?
Okay, this is great. Jane is going to get a package. Marie, who's my producer, is going to speak to you. Jane's going to give you her sizes, and we can't do the same thing for our male guest, but we're going to send her out a whole goodie bag of Rhonda Shear products. And it's
Wait, hold it.
No, I'm not stressed.
You're not.
Peeking in. I'm just peeking.
Hi, Jane. You're going to get. Oh, I see. She's okay. We're going to get you some really cute, sexy things. Like
let's face it. We're on TV. We're doing something here. But for people who are just lounging around expecting a hurricane to hit today, you don't really get that dressed up when you're just sitting around the house.
Jane looks fabulous. So how much did Jane inspire? Did she inspire Daisy? Did she inspire you during this process?
That's a really good question. Thanks, Rhonda. Jane, Lady Jane, my beloved, we've been together 10 years, right? Your role was essentially listening to what I would write. I wouldn't read, a couple of weeks would go by, and then I said, what do you think of this? And she'd laugh, that was just good. And encouraging me. And I remember I just said to her, the last TV show I had, which was on PBS, went off the air about 5 years ago. And I said, I'm just going to be a writer now. I want to control my own destiny, right? Instead of chasing yet another job on TV. If it came to me, I would take it, but no more chasing.
I get it.
Huge support from Jane. Huge support. She has a terrific sense of humor. And so that would be her role. There's no character in this book. There will be a sequel, and there will be an element. I will work it, whether it's a human or a dog. I will work in a character who's inspired by Jane.
Of course. But you know what? I mean, I get it. Having a partner by your side who gets it and kind of, she's there and she's your cheerleader is so important when you're writing a book, because you're kind of lost in it and you don't know. But you found this one, and I really see it as a series, that could go on, because there's so much in the television world now. If he was a cartoon, that could go on again, like I said, into movies, reality. It's endless. And the stars and kind of making fun, like he meets the Kardashians, and it's like, I don't know, there's just so much. It's just endless. So I love Spike, and I love dogs. And I think people have to realize it when they read this, because there's different dog books. This is completely different. Spike is a human. I mean, he's the coolest, hippest dog on the planet. He knows everybody.
Winston Groom, who wrote the novel Forrest Gump and other books, Forrest Gump was a big hit, said that he reviewed the book, and he said that, I'll read part of what he said. He said, let's see, Bill Boggs and his friend Spike unleashed comedic wizardry in his madcap, highly entertaining, satirical novel. Spike is the latest canine hero to take on the world with spectacular results.
Oh, that is so good. Your reviews were so good. They're so good. And I mean, that's something from the people that read your book from cover to cover, that love Spike, that love you. And you as a talk show host and as a comedy host as well, any little, I don't know, you probably said it a lot in the book, but any little baubles from your talk show world that you can tell us? It's a little secret.
Well, on my program, I always had trouble with my hair.
Oh, I love it. I love you. You're fabulous.
Big hair, small hair.
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
I like all kinds of hair, so just shut your mouth. Let it fall to your shoulders or your behind. Cut a short coming over. You're looking fine.
See, I already love you because I'm crazy and out there, and this is why this show is doing so well now. By the way, this show, I know we have the same publicist, and I love him. I love Jeff. Love Jeff. But it's a podcast now. You can see us on Rhonda Shear, socialhour.com. You can see us live on YouTube at the same time, and on, what am I missing? And on the Facebook Live as well. So it's really getting out there, and we're really excited. And
good for you.
So excited to have. I know. I mean, this is the way of the world, and you need to do this too because you can do it right. Obviously,
I've been doing a show called Trap Live. I've done about 12 of them.
Oh, good.
And, we've been doing it live on Fridays, and I may just shift to recording it. We've had some wonderful guests, and we'll get you on there at some point, which would be good.
Thank you. Well, it's okay. It's okay to record it because, a lot of times people, it's hard to get them live. So we do some pre-recordings too. So that's wonderful. You should with all of the people that you know, and especially just to come on and talk about Spike, you could be auditioning future Spike characters. And don't forget me, I could play Daisy really well.
Yeah, you are Spike's biggest fan. You're really wonderful. Thank you. I have a question. I have a question to ask you.
Yes.
You were Miss Louisiana, correct?
A long time ago.
What, like 1979, something like that.
Yes. Yes.
But what did it feel like? And I mean, it's a completely neutral question. Like going out there, you had to get in great shape, parading around like in your bathing suit with heels on. That must build confidence, or you must really be a pretty good actress. Because you'd have to pay me a lot of money to walk on stage in my bathing suit.
Well, back then it was so different. First of all, it was one-piece swimsuits. You couldn't have, as back then they used to call them falsies. Couldn't wear any kind of padding. You couldn't wear false lashes.
It's called implants now. It used to be
you couldn't do it fake. It was very, very interesting time. And it was more of a camaraderie with the girls. And I was always competitive because I danced, not the way Rhonda in your book dances, but I danced as, like ballet and tap. So I did it more to build my confidence. And it really helped me when I got to Los Angeles. But I was very nervous and a very shy person. And I think people like you and I'm putting you in me and your level, but I think sometimes in the beginning you hide behind the mic. And I did stand-up comedy for many years, and the mic was my mask. The microphone was my mask, and so I was able to interview anyone when I had that mic in front of me. So it's
something changes. If I've been on stage performing honestly since I was in 5th grade.
Wow.
And Jane has seen this. She can see me like lying in bed, and I get up to do one of these things, boom, right there. And then when it's over, but it's true. But what I really like about the process of what we're doing right now, let's say 2 things. One, I find myself tremendously in the moment now, talking to you. Like the rest of the world and other things I could be thinking about are away. And 2, what we are doing, which is, we are actually going back to a form of entertainment, which is like long form interviews that really disappeared. Slowly, starting with MTV and the short. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying this is what happened. So hence, I'll drop a couple names for you. Well, Tony Curtis, the actor.
Yes.
I interviewed him on my show in North Carolina, and he was on the whole hour. He came to New York, and he was on Midday Live, and he was probably on half the show, 40 minutes, because that's a lot of interview.
Yes.
The last time I interviewed him was in the 93 or 4. He was in New York because he had an art gallery show. He's a painter.
I knew that.
He comes into the studio of the Weekend Today in New York. Bill, how you doing? How much time do you have today? I said, Tony, we have 3 minutes today. 3 minutes? He says, what happened? I said, it's 1993. That's what happened.
And you know what, Bill? You are so right. And I think there is a throwback. And I think it isn't just my generation, our generation. I think there is a throwback. I definitely think, there's the TikTok era, meaning the kids want this split second stuff. But the podcast, like Gilbert Gottfried, good friend of mine, he's got these podcasts. He interviews people for a really long period. It's like a #1 podcast. So I think that the younger people are wanting more information too. So I think it's a good time to be in this. And I think it's perfect because, I grew up loving Johnny Carson and loving those Merv Griffin. So I'm excited about it, and it's perfect for you. Not only as a performer, but, let's face it, Spike the Wonder Dog is going to have his own talk show.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I am so glad I got this time to spend with you. I hope you come back.
Likewise.
I love Jane. We're going to get her information. She looks fabulous. We're going to get her for you and Spike. We're going to get her bras and panties and kimonos and sexy things. And you don't get that from anybody else because
No,
She's back. She's back.
not on camera, but thank you.
don't worry, Jane. We're going to take care of you because you've had to put up with Bill and Spike and Bud and all these characters running around your life. So we thank you. I wish you the best of luck. We're going to put up where you can get the book, orderspike.com or Amazon too, right? Amazon.
All you have to do is go to orderspike.com. That takes you to Amazon.
Okay.
And this has been great. And you were kind to say to me about anybody who wants to see any of my work, like you. I have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Bill Boggs TV on YouTube. You're really terrific. I thank you. And as far as I'm concerned, you could still be Miss Louisiana. You look gorgeous. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Jane. Stay safe. Stay safe down there.
Stuck at home and you don't know what to do. Hold on, baby, Rhonda Shear's got you. Grab your computer, log on, baby, you got